Alright, hello everyone, thank you for joining on this another live stream. So this is the 11th of April and this is on Sunday. So I hope you're having a great weekend on Sunday today. And let's get ready to look for some trending pairs and also some pairs to take trades next week. So yeah, thank you for joining everyone once again today. This is the 11th of April. So, and I'm sorry to say that I wasn't able to do the live stream yesterday because I was quite busy to prepare for everything after I came back to house from a hotel after 3 days of quarantine in the hotel. So now I'm safely back in Japan and I prepare all the backgrounds here. I have now the Earth here and also Ichimoku original books here. These are only 2 of 5 original books here. And I get the violin and some gifts from the traders. For Maru and Asif, I get some gifts, so I post in the background. So yeah, welcome back to my another live stream in Japan. So and let's get started now. So let me quickly say hi to everyone. Itathia and Gabriela, thank you for joining. And Dikachi and Asmat Than. And let's see. Yep, Kisiya, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you again. Melanie and Roy, thank you for joining as well. Tantao and Asif once again, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you here again. And Fred Robbie and LA, H. Bashart, thank you for joining. And CG, James, Christopher, and Fernando and Kuan, Danny, and Aditya, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you again. So I hope my voice is clear and the screen is okay so far. Just in case everything's working okay here for today's live stream. So yeah, let's see. Let's get started. So every week on Sundays, I do the live streams of the weekly Forex forecast. So basically, every week I look at the weekly chart, every month end I look at the monthly charts, and every day end, every day I look at the daily charts. So in that sense, today I cover the weekly charts and also some other time frames if I find a good setup for take trades. So let's get started right now. And before starting real quickly, just a disclaimer, this information is basically based on my own understanding, experience, knowledge. So when you take trades, please do with your own risk management. Okay, so let's cover these pairs. So today I will go from the euro dollar, and this is the weekly chart euro dollar. And looks like the candlestick was bullish last week and ended up here, but still the price is below Tenkan Kijun Sen and Chikou span still very close. So I would say that this is in the range, more of the range side. Its market is retracing backwards all the way, and it could go up and it could go down, and we don't know which way it's going. So basically in this case I will just stay away until I see the next trend, or I will basically look at the lower time frames, either daily or 4, and see which one of these time frames are trending. So in this case, once again, on the weekly basis there is no trend, so I cannot follow the daily trend. But instead, let's look at the daily chart. Okay, here's the daily chart, and now and the daily chart is also ranging too. The Chikou span touching the candles and the market retracing backwards. So now looks like this is into the range. So there is no direction on the daily chart either. And I look at the forward chart, euro dollar, and forward chart looks to be uptrending. the price is simply above Tenkan Kijun Kumo and Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish. So I expect the market go up on the bullish new wave continuously next week. Like this way. So this one I will look for the buy chance in this very short term. So once again, I cannot follow the weekly chart or daily chart trends because there is no trend on these 2 time frames, but in 4 I can find the trend. So next week on Monday onwards, I will look for the trading to buy based on the 4-hour chart trend. So that's the euro dollar. So let me cover these pairs first, and then I will come back to your questions and comments. So let me go to the next one, which is the euro Aussie. So first I will look at these euro pairs, and then I cover these 3 USD pairs, and then pound pairs, and then Aussie pairs, and finally I cover the CAD and Swiss franc pairs. So next one is euro AUD. Euro AUD in the weekly chart, it looks to be still flat because the Kumo going down but Kijun Sen flat, and the market looks to be retracing backwards. And we can find there was a double bottom here, and the market could retrace backwards to Kijun Sen in this case. But it could go down too, because right now the price is at the previous resistance level, which is 1.5665 level, so it might retrace backwards. So basically we don't know which way it's going. So in this case I cannot follow the weekly trend, but instead I would look at the 4-hour chart. In 4-hour chart, euro Aussie, this is uptrending. I can find the Kumo is up, Kijun Sen is up at the moment, and price is above Tenkan Kijun Kumo, and a Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish, and I expect the market go bullish on this bullish new wave like this way. But once again, the only thing here is there was a resistance, there's a long wick pointing upwards and resisted at this 1.5665 level. So to be safer, I will look for the buy chance after the breakout of that resistance line. So let's see if it happens next week or not, is my question on this euro Aussie. So let's move on to the next one. Euro pound on the weekly chart. Yeah, right now this is still bearish. The Kumo down, Kijun Sen down, and Chikou span below the candles. So this is bearish. However, last week was a strong bullish candlestick. So in this case, what you can do is you can draw the line in between the high and low for the previous candlestick, and you can clearly see that there was a engulfing. This is an outside bar formation because the most recent candles high and low has been engulfing the previous 4 or 5 candles. So, and Ichimoku shows this is downtrending, so we better wait until the market breaks the support line of 0.8468 level, and then look for the sell chance if it happens next week. But if it continues to go up this way, then you can follow the uptrend on the lower time frames, either daily chart or the 4-hour chart. And if you see the daily chart, this is retracing backwards. The market is going into the Kumo here, so there is no trend. Yeah, make sure you don't take trades when the market is into the Kumo here on this time frame. So this is flat ranging on the daily chart, and if you see the 4-hour chart, this is uptrending. In 4, it's retracing backwards and uptrending. So in 4, you can follow the uptrend like this way. And I can find twice of the Tenkan Sen support. So in case the market goes backwards next week, there is a higher probability for the market to be supported by the Tenkan Sen and continuously goes up this way. In this case, you can find the ascending P wave, and the market can break upwards next week. It's my expectation. So that's the euro pound pair. So let's go to the next one, euro JPY on the weekly time frame. Yeah, thank you for the comment, everyone. But let me cover these pairs and commodities and indexes first, and then come back to your comments, so that I can just focus on topic for now. So this is Euro JPY on the weekly time frame. This is still bullish. I mean, the Kumo's up, the price is above Tenkan Kijun Kumo, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish. But recently, there is a potential double top. The market looks to be resisted at this 130.67 level, so it might go backwards. So to be safer, you want to wait for the breakout of this 130.67 and look for the buy chance afterwards. It's my recommendation. So let's move on to Euro CAD on the weekly chart. The Euro CAD weekly chart shows that this is more the bearish side, because the Kumo down, Senko span is still down, Kijun Sen is flat, Tenkan Sen down, and Chikou span below the candles. And the market looks to be retracing, but overall it looks to be downtrending on these consecutive reversing waves, so it can go down. But in case the market breaks the Tenkan Sen this way, then it might come backwards to Kumo or Kijun Sen. So in that case, you don't want to look for the sell chance anymore, in case if you see the Tenkan Sen breakout on the weekly chart. But as long as price is above, the market's below the Tenkan Sen, then you can continuously look for the sell chance. So let's move on to Euro Swiss franc on the weekly time frame. This is still bullish. I can see the price itself is above Tenkan Kijun Kumo, and Chikou span is above the candles. So this is bullish. So it can still go up higher this way. But in case the market breaks the Tenkan Sen, and especially the Kijun Sen next week, if it breaks, then it can retrace backwards to the Kumo, because the market looks to be supported by the Kijun Sen once and twice before. So it can be still bouncing with the Kijun Sen and goes up this way. And as long as it goes this way, you can still look for the buy chance. Now it's ranging. For the recent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, 6 weeks has been ranging. So we better basically wait until the P-wave breakout, in this case upwards this way. So that's the Euro Swiss franc. And let's move on to the USD pairs on the weekly chart. This is a Dollar JPY weekly time frame. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen flat. So in direction wise, this is flat, but in momentum, this is still bullish because the price is still above Tenkan Kijun Kumo and Chikou span above the candles. So this is still bullish technically. So in the long term, I still expect the market goes up on the N wave like this way. And just to make sure that there is no resistance level here. And in this example, let's see, there were a couple of resistances here at this 110.96 and 111.70 level. There were resistance levels here, so the market might be resisted and goes backwards. So to be safer, you want to wait for the breakout in between these lines and look for the buy chance afterwards. And if it happens, then Kumo should trend up and Kijun Sen should point upwards, and you can find the continuously uptrend on the weekly chart. So let's move on to Dollar Swiss franc on the weekly time frame. Okay, so now this is going into the Kumo. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Tenkan Sen flat, Chikou span retracing backwards to the candles. So this is ranging at the moment. Last week looks to be a huge retracement. I can find that there was a huge, like a bearish candlestick last week. So this is retracing and looks like there is no potential bullishness yet. So unless the market breaks the Kumo, we better to do nothing in this case. There's not much that we can do on this particular pair. So let's move on to USD CAD. On the weekly chart, this is still bearish. The price is located below Tenkan Kijun Kumo, and Chikou span is below the candles, so this is bearish. So we can expect the market go bearish on these consecutive reverse N waves like this way. And also the market looks to be resisted by this Tenkan Sen multiple times. So as long as the market will be resisted by the Tenkan Sen on the weekly chart, it still goes this way, downwards. But if the market breaks the Tenkan Sen next week, then it can retrace backwards to the Kijun Sen. So if you see the breakout of Tenkan Sen, then you better not to look for the sell chance anymore. So I think that's the break-even point, whether to continuously look for the sell chance or not on the weekly basis. So let's move on to the next one, pound dollar here. Okay, pound dollar weekly chart is still uptrending. I can find the Kumo's up, Kijun Sen gradually moving up, and Chikou span above the candles. So looks like it's been retracing for the last couple of weeks, but I can still say that this is a continuously bullish trend. This is retracing, but next week can be bullish because I can find the Senko span is up and Kijun Sen is up, and the thickness of the Kumo is still decent. So this is a stable uptrend on the weekly chart. So as long as the market is above the Kijun Sen on the weekly chart, I will continuously look for the buy chance next week. So let's move on to the pound JPY. Okay, so pound JPY on the weekly chart, last week was bearish, but overall on the weekly chart, still this is bullish because I can still see the Kumo's up and Kijun Sen is up. Tenkan Sen also up and Chikou span above the candlesticks. So this is bullish. So although we had the retracement, the market can still support it by the Tenkan Sen and continuously goes up this way. But once the market breaks the Tenkan Sen on the weekly chart, then we better not to look for a buy chance anymore. Or we want to switch the mindset to look for the sell chance by following the daily chart or the forward chart when there is a Tenkan Sen breakout happens. So that's the pound JPY. And let's move on to pound AUD. Okay, pound AUD weekly chart has been ranging. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen completely flat, and Chikou span has been overlapping with the candles. So this is a range, and this is not the good one to look for any trade chances. So let's move on to pound CAD. Okay, pound CAD on the weekly chart is flat. We have Kumo flatness, and also Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching the candles. So this is ranging. However, on the daily chart, this is downtrending. I can find the Kumo down, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen down, and Chikou span below the candles and below the Kumo. So this is a continuously bearish market. So the market can go bearish on this reverse N waves like this way. Can be expected. And just in case, make sure that there is no support level, and I can find that there is a support level. Sorry, there are many lines, but the line that you want to focus next week is at this level, 7185 level. There is a support line here. And it looks like the market broke the previous support, but and Kumo go down, Kijun Sen going down, so it can still going backwards. It can still go downwards here. But next week there might be some retracement. Usually it happens after the breakout. The market has a retracement, retest the previous support line after the breakout, and it can be continuously downtrending on next Tuesday or Wednesday. So on Monday, in this case, just watch out for the small retracement But as long as the market goes bearish, you can just follow the bearish trend on the daily basis. So that's pound CAD. Okay, so let's move on to the pound Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc on the weekly time frame, this is uptrending. We have the Kumo's up, and Kijun Sen up, and a Tenkan Sen still pointing up, and Chikou span above the candles. So we had the bearish week last week, and also there is an inside bar. Sorry, this is outside. This is called outside because the most recent candlestick has been engulfing the last 1, 2, 3, 4 candlesticks or 5 candlesticks. It's been engulfing. So this is called outside bar structure. So to be safer, you want to wait for the breakout of the previous resistance at 1.3070 and look for the buy chance afterwards. Otherwise, it can still be in the range after this outside bar structure, which can happen very often times. Okay, so let's move on to some Aussie pairs. So Aussie AUD USD on the weekly chart, this is still bullish, but it's kind of retracing backwards. The Kumo's Senko span B is up, but A is flat now, and Kijun Sen flat. So in this case, the market might be retracing backwards. It might become a head and shoulders, and it might retest the previous resistance level, or it might retest this Tenkan Sen level, and it might go bearish afterwards. And this head and shoulders will be completed after you see the Kijun Sen breakout, and then you can look for the sell chance in lower time frames. Yeah, you might be able to see the bearishness on the daily chart or 4-hour chart, and in that case you can look for the sell, and you don't follow the weekly time frame if it happens. So that's AUD USD pair, and let's move on to AUD CAD, Aussie CAD, and this is also similar to AUD USD. We have the, once again, the Senko span B is up, but A is flat, Kijun Sen flat, and Chikou span in this case is very close to the candles. So this is more bearish than Aussie USD. Once again, Aussie USD on the weekly chart, if you see the Chikou span location, there is a still gap in between Chikou span and the candles. But on this Aussie CAD, you can find that the Chikou span is more closer to the candles. So in that sense, this is more bearish. So on this Aussie CAD, it can still go backwards and go reach to the Kumo here next week. Looks like there was a resistance by the Kijun Sen last week, and there is a pin bar. Pin bar. There is a body, very tiny body, and long wick pointing upwards next week. So once it breaks the previous support at this 0.9476 level, then it can continuously be downtrending. So that's one of the things you have to look for on this Aussie CAD. And if you look at the daily chart, then this is downtrending. On the daily chart, the Kumo's down, Kijun Sen down, Chikou span below the candles, and the market looks to be still in the ranging. From 25th of March, it's been ranging, but there is a potential breakout of the downwards because of this Ichimoku setup. And in case the market breaks the Kijun Sen next week on the daily chart, then you don't want to look for the sell chance anymore. That's the Aussie CAD. Okay, and let's move on to Aussie JPY. Okay, Aussie JPY on the weekly chart, this is still bullish. The Kumo Senko span BA is up, and Kijun Sen flat, but Tenkan Sen up, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish, and the market looks to be supported by the Tenkan Sen once and twice. So it can still go up this way next week, is my view. This is Aussie JPY. So let's move on to the Aussie Swiss franc. Okay, Aussie Swiss franc, the weekly chart, this is still bullish also. The Kumo's up, Kijun Sen flat but Tenkan Sen is up, and Chikou span above the candles. And looks like the market is almost breaking the Tenkan Sen now. So in this case, I would wait for the next week candlestick close. And if it closes above the Tenkan Sen next week on Friday, then it can still goes up this way. But in case the market retraces backwards and breaks the Tenkan Sen, then it can retrace all the way backwards to the Kijun Sen. So we'll see how it plays out next week or next week or this month on this pair. And looking at the CAD JPY on the weekly chart, this is also bullish. We have the Kumo's up, and Kijun Sen is at the moment flat, but Tenkan Sen is up, and also the Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish, and it can still go up on the bullish wave like this way. And also in the daily chart, I find that this is also the uptrend. The Kumo in the daily chart still looks to be uptrending, and the Kijun Sen is up. Chikou span above the candle still, so this is bullish, and the market has been supported by this Kijun Sen once. So let me squeeze the chart. So the market has been supported by the Kijun Sen on the 18th of January this year, and also 28th of January this year. It's been supported twice, and it looks like it's been supported the third time here by the Kijun Sen. So I can still see bullishness, and I can see higher lows here. So it can still go up on the N wave like this way. So that's CAD JPY. Okay, and let's look at the Swiss franc JPY on the weekly chart. On the weekly time frame. This is still bullish. I can find the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, but the price itself is above Tenkan Kijun Kumo, and a Chikou span above the candles. So in terms of momentum, this is bullish, but in terms of direction, this is flat. Because of this Tenkan Kijun Sen and Kumo confirmations, this is flat. So that means it can still go up on the long term, but also it might be resisted at the previous resistance level, which is at 118.91 level. So to be safer, you want to wait for the previous resistance breakout and look for the buy chance afterwards. It's my recommendation. And finally, looking at the CAD Swiss franc on the weekly chart, this is also bullish. We have the Kumo is at the moment up. This is bullish Kumo, and also Kijun Sen flat, but Tenkan Sen is up, and a Chikou span above the candles. And here in example 2, we have the Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen bounces on the previous chart. So I would say as long as the market is above the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, this is still bullish. But once the market breaks the Kijun Sen next week, then it can turn bearish or it can turn into the range. So once again, this is bullish. And momentum is bullish, but direction is flat. So it might retrace backwards here from here. Okay, so that covers the whole Forex pairs. So let me cover the gold. Okay, XAU USD gold on the weekly chart, this is still flat. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat right now. So it's been ranging. It just goes up and down. But one thing for sure is that we have the support level here. This 1676 support level. So it might retest the support level, and it can go up like this and goes into the Kumo. Or it can directly goes up to the Kumo, and it might break the Kumo upwards too. So we'll see how it plays out next week. And also briefly touching the daily chart on gold. because I know lots of traders here are interested in gold. So let me just touch on the daily chart. So in the daily chart, the Kumo Senko span B flat, A flat, and Kijun Sen flat, Tenkan Sen flat, and Chikou span has broken the candles. So this is turning bullish. And however, the market is in between the Kijun Sen and Kumo here, so there are a fight between buyers in the short term and sellers in the long term. And this is where the fight or battle is happening at the moment. So unless you see which one wins, you want to avoid be involved with this ranging market. So that means I will just wait until the market goes into the Kumo and breaks up the Kumo and look for a buy chance afterwards. This is on the daily analysis, daily time frame analysis. And on the weekly chart, once again, if it happens, then it can break the support line, the Senko span B level on the weekly chart, and it can turn bullish afterwards, is my view. But right now, exactly it's in the range, so I wouldn't do anything at the moment. Unless I see the next trend up or down on the daily chart or the forward chart, I will just stay away from gold. So that's the Ichimoku technical analysis on gold. So let's cover the US oil crude oil on the weekly time frame. This is too bullish. I mean the momentum is bullish because we have the Kumo and very thick and long Kumo, and also Kijun Sen flat, but the price stays above the Tenkan Sen, above the Kijun Sen, and Chikou span above the candles. And in this example too, the market has been supported by the Kijun Sen. So once the market reaches backwards to the Kijun Sen, it can bounce and it goes up this way too. So we'll see if it happens next week or not. I think we have lots of trading pairs, lots of trading markets, depending on which time frame you focus. And it should be depending on what type of trader you are, what type of trader, meaning either if you're a scalper or day trader, intraday or swing trade. Depending on your trade style, you want to change a time frame to follow. Okay, so let's move on to the indexes. So once again, I'm just covering all these indexes, stock markets, and also forex pairs, commodity, so that for those who watch archive can review the video easily, and then afterwards I will come back to these comments. So please bear with me for the next couple of minutes here. So briefly touching on the Nikkei weekly chart, this is too bullish. I can find the Kumo's bullish, and this Kumo is long and thick here. The Kumo has been long and this is very thick, and the Senko span B is up, A is up. Yeah, and also the Tenkan Sen is up also, so this is showing this is the uptrend in a very short term. And Chikou span above the candles too, so this is a potential bullish trend like this way. Okay, and then this is the Dow Jones on the weekly chart. It has been uptrending clearly, and it's becoming all-time high now. So in this case, to be honest, I'm not sure how far it goes. It might goes up to 34,000 or 35,000, but as long as it goes, you basically trail the profit. Once it goes backwards, then simply you exit is my rule. So right now on the weekly chart on this Dow Jones, the Kumo's up, and Kijun Sen also pointing upwards, Tenkan Sen up, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish. This is bullish, no doubt. So I can continuously look for the buy chance as long as it goes. Okay, and let's see. On this Nasdaq here is range on the weekly chart. The market looks to be resisted here at this resistance level of 13,917. It might be resisted and goes backwards to Kijun Sen. So in this case, we better watch out. We better watch out until the market breaks the previous resistance and look for the buy chance afterwards. It's my advice. Okay, so let's go to the let's see. Yeah, next one is S&P 500 is also a stable uptrend on the weekly chart. On the lower time frames too, this is uptrending. So no doubt the market just goes up and it could reach to the next round number, 4,200 or 4,300. But once again, as long as it goes, you trail the profits. The market might bounce off of the Tenkan Sen because it's been a pattern. So the market can retrace backwards to the Tenkan Sen and it might go up this way on the N wave, like this way. So we'll see if it happens next week. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, Euro stocks on the weekly chart. This is also another nice uptrend and it's reaching towards the round number 4,000 now. So we can find the Kumo's up, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen up, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish momentum. This is bullish trend, direction, and momentum is also bullish. But one thing for sure is that we have the very small and tiny doji candlestick last week. So we can tell from this doji candle last week is that last week was ranging. There was no direction last week. So until we better wait for the breakout of the round number 4,000 and look for the buy chance afterwards, is my view. Okay, so let's move on to the FTSE 100. This is still uptrending. I think I can see the Kumo's up and I can see that there is a P wave structure. There is a P wave forming. I can see that the higher lows but high remain the same, and this is a typical P wave structure, and I can see the Tenkan Sen is pointing upwards. So it can still break upwards this way. It can break the round number of 7,000 and continuously goes up. From this Ichimoku technical viewpoint, this is still bullish, so I would still look for a buy. Or to be safer, you want to wait for the round number breakout 7,000 and look for the buy chance afterwards. Or you might wait for the retest and look for the buy chance too. So that's FTSE 100. And let's move on to CAC France. This is also a nice and stable uptrend still. The market looks like it broke the previous resistance of 6117.5 and now this is continuously uptrend. We have the Kumo's up and the Kumo thickness is decent and this is long enough after the twist. So this is good. In the long term, this is uptrending. And in the midterm, as Kijun Sen, it's also uptrending. Tenkan Sen short term is also uptrending. And Chikou span above the candles, so this is bullish. So I would expect the market goes up on the N wave continuously like this way. But once again, one thing is that we had the doji candlestick last week. We had the very tiny doji candlestick. So next week, the market might retest this 6117 level. It could be still shallow retracement and afterwards it can go up. So that's CAC France. But this is bullish, so we can just follow the uptrend as long as it goes. So next one is a Nifty 50 index. On the weekly basis, this is still uptrending. Once again, the Kumo has been up. Especially the Senko span B is up, A is up, and this is good confirmation for the continuously buying. And also the Kijun Sen is up. Kijun Sen is up, and also Tenkan Sen is pointing upwards. and Chikou span above the candles. So this is a continuously bullish momentum. And looks like the market has been supported by the Tenkan-sen. Here, hold on, let me squeeze again. And here we had the Tenkan-sen bounce once, and twice, and 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and 6 times last week. Also Tenkan-sen bounce. So on this channel, it can break upwards this way. And once again, last week was doji candlestick also on the weekly chart. So unless the market breaks this previous resistance level of the doji candle last week at the 14,983 level, it might still retrace backwards. So we'll see. So that's the Nifty 50 chart. And let's move on to Hansen Index. Okay, Hansen Index here on the Ichimoku analysis. This is the Kumo looks to be still flat, Kijun-sen up, and Tenkan-sen flat, Chikou span above the candles. So I can still see that there is a potential bullishness. The market tested this 31163 and resisted huge retracement, but still there is a support at this 28228 level, and it can still go up this way. So this is too bullish, so I will continuously look for the buy chance. And the next one is AU200. This is a decent uptrend. This is a nice uptrend on the weekly chart because we have this Kumo Senko span B up, A up, and Kijun-sen is pointing up, and Tenkan-sen is pointing up also, Chikou span above the candles. So this is a continuously bullish candlestick, bullish market. And the market broke the previous resistance level, 6895, and now it's reaching towards the round number of 7,000. And because this is round number, and because the market is very close to the previous resistance at 72,200. 7200 is the previous resistance level, so it can go up to the 7200 and it might retrace backwards. But if you still see the Kumo's up, Kijun-sen up, then you can still expect the market goes up on this consecutive N wave. But once the market breaks the Tenkan-sen, then you don't want to look for the buy chance anymore. That will be too deep retracement. Then you don't want to look for the buy chance anymore. So that's the AU200. And let's cover DAX index. The DAX index is also a strong and stable uptrend. We have the Kumo's up, the Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen up, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is a nicely and continuously uptrend. The market tested the Tenkan-sen twice before, but still this is uptrending. You can find the Tenkan-sen test was twice here. So market might retrace backwards next week or next week, but as long as the market is above the Tenkan-sen, it can be bounced off of the Tenkan-sen and continuously go up this way. So that's the DAX index. So that covers the whole indexes. So let me review the next week news. So every week you want to find the weekly, you want to focus on the weekly news here every day. In the beginning of the day, make sure you watch the news, you check these news, which one's important, which pair can be affected, so that you can psychologically prepare for an unexpected market by these news. So Monday, April 12th, we have the retail sales on Euro. So in case you're trading Euro pairs next Monday, just be careful for the volatility exactly when the news release. So on Tuesday, 13th of April, we have the CPI and USD. So in case you're trading USD next Tuesday, just be careful for the volatility and also index. And then next Wednesday we have the New Zealand news here, interest rate decision report. So watch out on the New Zealand pairs on next Wednesday. And next Thursday, there are a couple of news here. First one is the AUD, unemployment change. This is very important. It can affect the AUD pair. And also, there is a harmonized index of consumer price, CPI, in Germany. Yeah, looks like the previous was 2%, consensus 2%. So let's see how the outcome is going to be on this Thursday in Germany. So in case you're taking trade, Euro pairs, you better be careful. And then USD retail sales will be here next Thursday. So we gotta be careful on this news. And next Friday, we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report in the US. So in case you take trades on the USD pair next week, just be careful on Friday. Okay, so that covers the whole news for next week. So I am not the fundamental trader, so I only check news in case if there is a spiky market by the news, because when you have the huge outcome, huge volatility by the news, it can wipe off the technical analysis. So no matter how strong the uptrend looks to be on this, for example, a DAX index, in case if you have the very strong bearish news, or in case you have negative news on the market, then it can spike down. It can go down on the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen. So the pattern might not gonna work after the news release, especially it's impacting huge on one of these index currencies, then it can impact huge and the market can retrace backwards all the way. So to avoid this panic market, you better watch out what's happening for the news next week. So every week or every day, make sure to have the rule to check news. Is my recommendation. Okay, so that covers the whole news here. So I've seen a couple of comments who are interested in Bitcoin. So let's check Bitcoin here. And I will cover a couple of other comments. So let's see Bitcoin on the weekly chart. This is bullish. This is bullish. The market just broke. Sorry, the market broke the P wave. I will go down to daily chart soon. But looks like the P wave breakout on daily chart last week, and the Kumo is up, Kijun-sen gradually moving up, and Tenkan-sen up also, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish. This is still bullish momentum. So let me just check the daily time frame. Yeah, on the daily time frame, the market just broke this P wave upwards, and this is on the bullish wave now. Since the 25th of March, the market looks to be on bullish wave, so it can retest a descending trend line, and it can still go up this way. Is my view. Okay, so let me come back to your comments. Once again, thank you for joining on this live stream. So basically, I am a day to swing trader, so that's why I focused on the daily chart and also the weekly chart. Especially every weekend and every Monday, I check the weekly charts so that I would see which one is trending, which one's ranging on this bigger picture. And you can create scenario in your head like this way to get ready to take trades for next week. Okay, so let's see. The first one I pick is the from Asmat. He says, I was wondering if you have any thoughts or ideas about USD JPY pair and what trend is going. So let's see. So this is the free talk session, so I will just cover a few questions until the end of this live stream. So dollar JPY on the weekly chart, first of all, this is flat. The Kumo very tiny and flat. Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen still flat, and the Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish, but the market might be resisted once again at least 110.96 or 111.70. It might retrace backwards still. And with that in mind, I look at the daily chart. And as per daily chart, this is still bullish. The market is supported by the Kijun Sen, and it can still go up this way. So that the market goes up on the N wave, bullish, like this way. But weekly chart, Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. So the market still might be resisted at this level, between these levels, and it might consolidate as this arrow shows. As this arrow show, it might still consolidate, goes up and down maybe, and once it breaks, that will be a great buy chance. Until the breakout of 111.70 or 71, my recommendation is just wait until it happens. So that's the dollar JPY. Okay, so once again, thank you for joining everyone. Okay, so let's see. Dikachi says, if Tenkan Sen is horizontal, is it possible for the price to use it as a support or resistance? Yeah, the market can be still resisted or supported by the Tenkan Sen, and it goes. That's possible. But once the market breaks the Tenkan Sen, then the next one you can look at is the Kijun Sen. Once you have the Tenkan Sen break, then the market can be supported by the Kijun Sen. And once it breaks the Kijun Sen, then it can be bounced off of the Senko span A or B. But once it breaks the Senko span B, then the market can continuously be bearish. Yeah, this is a Ichimoku nature of this. And these are called Hanne lines. Hanne lines, because these are taking the previous Hanne price, the mid price, 50% price level. So Tenkan Sen takes the past 9 candles high and low, and takes mid price Kijun Sen for the last 26 candles high and low and mid price, and the Senko span B is the past 52 candles high and low, and it shifted 26 candles forward. It is the Senko span B. And Senko span A takes the mid price of the Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen. So this is the mid price, and this is, and shifted forward 26 is the Senko span A, and Senko span A and B. The area in between Senko span A and B is called the Kumo cloud. And these 4 lines are called Hanne lines, because once again they take the mid price of a certain time, certain period in the past. So in that sense, Chikou span is the only one that is different in its calculation, but because Chikou span only takes the close price of the current candlestick. And this is basically the line chart, and it shifted 26 candles backwards is a Chikou span. So every time you use Ichimoku, then make sure you use all the 5 lines. Sometimes I've seen some people talking about only Kumo, talking about only Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen cross, or bounce, or Chikou span breakout only. But originally Ichimoku 均衡表 were only created by 転換線基準線。It didn't have Kumo, it didn't have the Chikou span. The only 転換線基準線 were there originally. So in that sense, Kumo is supportive to 転換線基準線 and so is Chikou span. But as a whole, with the 5 lines, it completes the whole Ichimoku analysis. So make sure you understand, you have a good understanding of these 5 lines and be able to use the 5 lines all together to analyze the market correctly. And that's my intention of this, my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you for joining everyone from India, Malaysia, and different parts of the world. Thank you for joining. So I'm safely back in Japan, Tokyo, and yeah, after quarantine over 3 days in hotel, now I'm back in house. After tested negative, but I still have to be in the house for the next 10 days or so, unless I go out and to do some shopping, grocery store. Unless I do this, I have to be in the house, technically. So let's see. What is the good setting for the super trend? I'm not sure about the super trend, so I cannot really answer to the question. I'm sorry. Yeah, I prefer to talk about the things that I use in terms of broker or in terms of the indicators. I would prefer to talk about the things that I use, because if I talk about the things that I don't use, then you know, I cannot explain, and also I don't want to take it wrong for you. So yeah, super trend, I think I've heard of it, but I'm not sure. I think it was about the moving average, but yeah, not really sure. Oh, Pfizer, thank you. He says congratulations on getting visa and ID card. Yep, thank you. So after getting visa and Emirates ID in Dubai, now I'm back in Japan and do the rest of the paperwork in Japan, and will fly back to Dubai to move to Dubai. Yeah, Japan's very cold right now. In Tokyo, I think this is only like a 14 or 15 degrees in Celsius, so this is a bit chilly. Yeah, a bit chilly. Oh, please adjust your trading view page on the right. Oh, sorry. I think the screen setting is a bit different from the hotel, so sorry about the slight difference. Let me adjust it just right. So I think this is good now. Sorry about the displacement. Okay, thank you for joining everyone once again. Good to see you again, everyone. All right, Euro Aussie is up. All right, Euro Aussie is up on the forward chart, so you can follow the forward chart uptrend. Yeah, this is uptrending, but one thing once again is that we have to see this pin bar. There was a resistance here, so there are sellers. So if you see the pin bar like this, so that means there are sellers waiting on this price level. So unless the buyers win against the sellers, the market won't go up. So and that's why I say that you better wait until the market breaks above the resistance, especially if you see this pin bar. There are sellers waiting above the resistance line. So we'll see if it happens next week. Alright, let's see. Yep, happy weekend everyone. Good to see you. Great to see you. Let's see. Mo7 says, Hi K, do you pick pair to trade by sessions to follow volume or not? I don't really follow volume on the Forex pairs. Yeah, I only use Ichimoku on 30-minute time frame, 1 hour and 4-hour chart, and daily chart, weekly chart. I basically use Ichimoku and candlesticks and lines like this, support resistance line, trend lines, to capture the market structure. So yeah, I don't really focus on volumes on these Forex pairs, basically. Let's see, Amin says, how can I find out the fake breakout by Ichimoku? Fake breakout, the Kumo? If you talk about the fake out by the Kumo, then you better see if you have the Kumo twist at the breakout, or right after the breakout, the Kumo should be twisted, otherwise it might become fake breakout. Yeah, and also there is a right order of Sanyaku signal. So make sure you have the Tenkan Kijun cross first, and then Chikou breakout, and then Kumo breakout. Otherwise, the Kumo breakout can be fake. Sometimes the Kumo breakout happens before the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen cross, before the Chikou break, and in that case, the Kumo breakout might become fake. So be careful with these Kumo fake outs. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, once again, thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you. I will be ending the live stream in about 5 minutes. Alright. Hello, Yorun. Thank you for joining as a moderator. Good to see you again here in the community in Japan, from Japan. He says, I'm glad to see your globe and violin again. Sure, I have the globe. This is a levitating globe. It's just rotating because it's floating by the magnet. And also I got the violin on my house here, so this is nice. It's nice. I think you can find more clear picture by doing this. Yeah, you can find the globe, and I have 2 volumes of Ichimoku books. The rest of still 3 are actually in the still the box. I just put the 2 out, and also there is one from the red one is from by Hidenobu Sasaki's book, the Ichimoku book, which is also famous. And I got the violin. Yeah, I got the violin here. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah, thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you again. Yeah, good to see you as always. Hopefully we capture some nice trends next week also. Okay, Dink says, does the distance of the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen have a relation to the thickness of the future Kumo cloud? Senko span AB. Distance of Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen is not related to the Kumo thickness. It's not related because the calculation is wrong. Yeah, but once you have the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen flat, then that will also make the Senko span A flat. And once either Tenkan-sen goes backwards and Kijun-sen goes flat, and that will make the Senko span A goes backwards, and then that will make the Kumo thinner and thinner, and eventually it retraces backwards this way. So in that sense it's related, but it doesn't directly relate to the Ichimoku Kumo thickness. Yeah, and in case you're interested on more deeper knowledge about Ichimoku, then I run the Ichimoku community, so you can always welcome. You're always welcome to join my Ichimoku community. You can find the link below the description, and you can just click the join button on YouTube, and you can access to the Discord to get all the perks. Actually, I revised the Ichimoku Basic Master Book. I just released version 4 2 days ago. So yeah, there are 3 books available. Ichimoku Basic Master Book, which talk about 5 lines, and Ichimoku Basic Theories book, which talk about the theories, wave theory, time theory, and price theory. And also Kyushirex booklet is also available in the community. So these are not the direct translations, because due to copyright I cannot translate, nobody can translate, but these are the books, my original books, based on my own understanding of Ichimoku. Okay, thank you for joining. Good to see you. Eric says I'm on Swiss franc JPY. Alright, good luck, good luck. Yeah, Swiss franc pairs are volatile on lower time frames, so make sure you exit soon once it goes backwards. Yeah, Swiss franc pairs are a bit tricky, and New Zealand pairs are also tricky too, so I'm not really a big fan of these 2 pairs. On my watch list, I don't show the New Zealand, I only show Swiss francs. But Swiss francs are basically like a lower priority of mine. I prefer Euro and USD and Pound, JPY and CAD, and yeah, Aussie pairs to take trades. Yeah, oh, thank you for putting the link, Yorin, so you can find the link over there too on the chat for my Ichimoku community. Okay, Fernando says, Kei, you confirm that if Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Senko span A are up and Senko span B flat, can we open position? We don't need to wait Senko span B. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. But make sure you confirm the uptrend on the mid-time frames. Then you should be fine. Kenchu says, hi Kei, it's always better to trade whenever closing candle price gap it away from the Tenkan-sen in big and mid-time frame, right? Yeah, that's better because that shows a stronger trend direction. Yeah, that's better. Okay, Patrick says dollar CAD looks to be in the downtrend. Okay, dollar CAD, let's see, right now this is the I think it's still flat. And in the daily chart, this is still flat, Kumo flat Kijun Sen. And in 4-hour chart, this is still flat. The Kumo just twisted, but the Kijun Sen flat. So this is still ranging to me. But if you're a scalper or intraday, then you find the downtrend for the last 12 hours. So if you follow the 1-hour chart, perhaps you can look for the sell chance next Monday. And as long as it goes, you just try the profits on the 1-hour basis. And I don't really follow the 1-hour chart trend because it's more for the intraday or more for scalper. But myself, my style is from day to swing. So basically I prefer to follow the daily chart or the 4-hour chart trends, but not the 1-hour chart because it doesn't live long. And I might become busier if I just follow the 1-hour chart trends. And it's not really my style, and that's why. But yeah, I can see daily 1 hour chart is downtrending. So yeah, you can be on a trend, downtrend next week. Okay, Joe Powell says, hi Kay, do you always take a look at the fundamental analysis before open position? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's see. Yeah, great to see everyone. So I'm closing the live stream in about a few minutes. So good to see you everyone. Great to see you here. Let's see. Let me just pick up a couple of other questions, maybe 1 or 2. Then let's end the live stream. So let's see. I will just say pick the G. He says, hi Kay, so once the candle broke upwards, the forecast line upwards, you will buy. According to Ichimoku, it's time to keep on buying because it's above the Kumo. Yeah, that's true. That's true. After the forecast line breakout and after I've confirmed the breakout direction on the mid time frames, then I look for the buy chance. Yeah, that will be the perfect timing for the buying chance, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I will play the violin on my second channel. Hopefully before I move to Dubai, I will play some and upload on my second channel. So hopefully you can enjoy. Okay. Yeah, thank you for everyone for your comments. Comment everyone, thank you for joining. Okay, let's see. If the Kijun Sen is too far from the price, we can expect the correction. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So let's say what will be a good example. I will take the daily chart and just pick up the one that has the price being very far from the Kijun Sen or Tenkan Sen. So maybe this is a good example. Like up until 31st of March, if I just go backwards like this way. In this example, the market has been going down for the last, after the Kijun Sen breakout, the market has been going down for the last 20 bars. So 20 bars is still okay. I mean, in theory, right? In theory, the market comes backwards to the Kijun Sen 26 candles afterwards. Is the average. Is the theory in average of the market. So that means if the market does not really come backwards to the Kijun Sen 26 candles afterwards, then you can say that this is a oversold or overbought. Or if the market comes backwards to the Kijun Sen less than 26 bars, then you can say that the trend is very short-lived in the midterm. So yeah, that's basically the basics of the Ichimoku. So here in this example, let's see, the market comes backwards exactly at this 26 candles. So in this example, this is the average downtrend in the midterm. So for Tenkan Sen, the market comes backwards to Tenkan Sen 9 candles in average in theory. So you can see that also. And Kijun Sen 26 and the Senko span B 52 candles. these are basically the Hanne-line theory. Okay, so I guess that will be it for today's live stream. So once again, thank you for joining everyone for today's live stream. It was so nice to see you everyone, and so nice to see everyone from the house in Tokyo, Japan. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow on the live stream. Tomorrow I have a couple of appointments at night, so in case I cannot do the live stream, I will upload the video, but you will see either one, live stream or video, every day. Every day I have different topics, and hopefully you can follow so that you can have better understanding of Ichimoku and also the way I look at the charts and take trades. So please have a great rest of the weekend, and please stay safe. I hope everybody, your family, friends, your lovers, your kids, your grandparents, your pets, to be healthy and safe, and please stay gold. So see you again, and bye for now. Thank you everyone. またね。